And it's the Seattle Majestics visiting the home Everett Reign. Luke, how are you?
I'm good. Scott, how about you?
I am excellent. Again, another sunny Saturday night football.
I'm not complaining one bit.
Every single Saturday, it seems like we are getting gorgeous weather here. The first weekend in May, tomorrow Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And a lot of mothers out on the field tonight, Luke, for both of these teams. There's some injuries we're going to get to here in a minute, as Seattle did win the toss and chose to receive to start, as they come in 4-1 in the WFA, and Everett looking for their first win. You were here last week. What's your medicine this week for the Reign?
Take care of the football. Take care of the football. They had a few opportunities against Portland to really make that a competitive game, and well, it counts from what we've seen. Portland might be the best team in the league, and Everett had their chances, but they turned the ball over too much, and that was what got them last week, and it was also what got them in their season opener against the Seattle Majestics.
As you see the sun-drenched stadium, a nice little breeze here. Everett in the dark home uniforms there to kick off. His car trying to set the ball. She's going to move back to the 35-yard line.
We got confused by the X on the 40 instead of the 35 on this field.
And back to receive is Christina Bell Robinson, who does a lot of different things. A big injury, and you were here last week on the call in that first quarter to Brandy Ride, number 43 for the Everett Reign. That's big.
Torn ACL. She hurt it early in the first quarter. She's a two-way starter for them, one of their better players. So that's a tough loss, and how they overcome it, it'll probably have to be a collective group effort from several different players.
So here's Carr here to kick it off, and we're set for WFA football on STSPN. Glad you're with us. Bell Robinson picks it up around the 25, has a lane, breaks an arm tackle, and finally brought down at the 34-yard line of the Reign. A big run back there for Bell Robinson.
Yeah, you saw a nice lane develop on her left side. She got a couple nice blocks from some of the other members of the kickoff return team. And also I felt like a couple of the Everett players on that side did not do a good job of staying in their lanes, which helped create that seam in the coverage.
Here comes Seattle in the huddle. Quarterback Nikki Feline. She started off, you and I, Luke, did that first game where they beat the Reign in the opener there, April 2nd. And she had a very good debut, had a rough start in Tacoma, and a little wobbly here and there, but here we go, 1st and 10. Passing right away, trying to go to McComas, number 10. It's incomplete.
Well, you're just talking about how she's had some bright spots and she also had some shaky moments. She's a rookie, so you got to expect that from a rookie. You got to live with the good and the bad. That play, the ball was a little low. McComas, I thought, could have still gone down with both hands to bring it in, but the pass, again, was a little low, right below her knees.
Bring up 2nd and 10. Shotgun again for Feline. Gives the hand back to Williams. Kiki dragging Reign players, steps out of that tackle and gets down to 20. That's what's so tough about Kiki Williams.
She did a great job of keeping her feet moving even on contact, and that was the difference with that play. Kiki, her feet were moving. The Everett tackler, her feet stopped on contact, and that's why Kiki was able to break free and get the extra yards.
First down as a big play now on the 22-yard line. 1st and 10. You'll see Castor coming out. McCray coming in, number 84, Seattle again in the visiting whites. First quarter here from Everett Memorial Stadium live. Here's Feline going to the air again. This time it's caught by Tolliver. The leading receiver makes a move in for a touchdown, Seattle Majestics.
Great play for Seattle there. Feline, nice ball right on target for Tolliver. She had plenty of space to work in the open field once she got the pass. Broke one tackle, was able to evade another, get into the end zone for the touchdown.
That is Mackenzie Tolliver's 6th touchdown. She is the leading receiver. 12 receptions, or 17 receptions, excuse me, for 257 yards coming into tonight, or long 65. Mackenzie Tolliver doing it on offense and defense, and it's 6-0. And for the extra point, it is Castor.
Not bad, 1 touchdown out of every 3 catches.
Not bad at all.
I'll take that.
Castor 11 for 17 on PATs. Uh-oh, fumbled snap. She just has to drop on it. It'll stay 6-0.
Snap was a little high there, and the holder was unable to bring it in. Instead of trying to risk something, create make a bad situation worse, she just fell on it, and they'll settle for the 6 points.
With 13:59 left to go in the first quarter, we'll step away. You're watching WFA football in the rain, Everett rain here on STSPN. So 6-0 Seattle as they kick off, and we'll see what the Everett Rain can do. The home team backed in it over the head. And now it just bounces off, still on the ground. They have to fall on it right at the 5-yard line. Oh my, not how they wanted to start this one.
Not at all. The returner, instead of her first step being back like you would if you were playing outfield in baseball or softball, she charged right in and misjudged it, goes over her head, and then thankfully Pelham was able to fall on it, but not until the ball got down to just short of the 5-yard line. So terrible starting position for Everett.
Well, quarterback Michelle Walsh, she's been out here many times. 13:55 here right in the first quarter. Seattle with the first possession of the game, 22-yard pass and touchdown with Tolliver, the extra point. Didn't even get an attempt there as the snap was muffled. So we'll see what they can do. They are injured. They're not very deep. But Billy Russo's Everett Rain, just a young club, as you see Walsh.
And what you want to see is just for them to compete all 4 quarters.
Walsh thinking about it. Now she throws over, and it's intercepted by Castor, and she's going to have a pick 6 right off the bat. Oh, boy. Everything could go wrong in the first few minutes, has gone wrong.
I mean, in the first minute 12, or yeah, that she had an open receiver, just overthrew it, and Castor was the lucky recipient, just being in the right place at the right time, picks it off, and was able to stroll into the end zone for the touchdown. Just, you couldn't ask for a better start if you're Seattle or a worse start if you're Everett.
Belle Robinson in the first game we'll talk about. Here's the extra try for Castor. It's up, and she had the pick 6, and she also kicks the PAT. So just a few ticks off the clock, 13:48 in the first quarter, and all of a sudden it's all Seattle Majestics, but plenty of time, 13-0 for the guests. We'll be back with more right after this. All right, back here, Scott Hoshman, Luke Windsor, and it has just been all Seattle Majestics from the get-go here. The good news for the Everett Rain is not too many seconds or minutes off the clock, Luke.
Yeah, only minute 12. And we didn't see this in the first game.
No.
But something similar. And then the Everett defense, they were able to settle down and keep the score close for a while, so hopefully they can do that. But right now, if you're Walsh and the rest of the Everett offense, you just have to really just flush that last play, get it out of your system, and then keep working, keep looking to move the ball.
Kickoff here. Pelham takes the 20 and smashes over a Seattle Majestics player, and that's Johnson, 28. But give credit to Johnson. She hung in there. That's where the Reign will start their second series of the game.
Pelham ran her over like she was trying to take out some frustrations. And good play, although on a kickoff return, you don't necessarily want to see your starting running back, if she is returning kickoffs, take extra punishment on kickoffs. Try to make someone miss, get a few extra yards.
Well, you have to have not a very good memory, I should say.
Yeah, and what I said on that last play, just flush it. Just get it out, flush it down the drain, get rid of it, and move on.
So the Everett Reign will try once again. Brandy Ride, the normal fullback, she is hurt with a knee. She's out for the year. Talked to her before the game, and Everett will hand it off. And nothing doing right up the gut.
The whole Seattle defensive line really they did not give an inch. In fact, I think they pushed the line of scrimmage back about a half yard. Just good, solid defense there. Everyone maintaining their gaps, not giving any ground, and and really it's a negative play for the Everett offense.
And that was 99, Lindsey Rogers, who's never played the position, so tough position to be in. No pun intended there, as it's 2nd and 10.
Your first game at fullback, go play against one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah. 2nd and 10, Walsh in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, now goes out, and I think she was trying to go to Pelham. Pelham had no idea. She was steadily blocking Fortson, incomplete, and he'll bring up 3rd and 10.
They tried to get a tunnel screen there to one of the wide receivers, and really, even if that pass had been completed, Seattle was in tight man-man coverage, so she probably gets tackled right as soon as she catches the ball. So, again, that's a play where if a quarterback sees it, you almost like, I don't know if Everett has any audibles where the quarterback can check out of it, but if you see tight man press coverage against a play like that called, get out of it, get into something else.
3rd and 10 from their own 25. See if they can find something to get some momentum. Back to pass again. Now pass, and it goes, and it's, of course, to 85 favorite receiver Shania Holland, the All-American.
And it's 3rd down. It was well short of the 1st down marker, but for Walsh, it's just an important, get that first completion out of the way, get some confidence, and, of course, when in doubt, go to your best target, your tight end. Tight end is sometimes referred to as quarterback's best friend, and they got a good one in Holland.
5-yard pickup leaves them 4th and 5 here. Ball on their own 30. 12:20 left to go in the first quarter. The Majestics up 13-0. Got possession on the kickoff. Then they got a pick 6 right at the doorstep. Castor walked it in. And that's where we sit. Big 4th and 5 here.
It's going to punt.
And now Carl will go back to punt. It's a nice one. Tolliver that back to receive. And it'll be down to the 36-yard line.
Oliver, that was a little dangerous on her part.
As
soon as the ball was going to hit, she should have gotten away from it. Instead, it bounced. Didn't touch her, but it got very close.
I had Thomas there for lots of rookies, lots of new kids for Billy Russo. On the other side, Scott McCarron at 4-1. He's not used to getting beat, and they got kind of handed to him there by the Shockwave, which you saw last week.
They by beating Seattle away, they established themselves as the best team in this division. And so right now for Seattle, they're looking to improve before their rematch against Portland and see if they can make things a little more interesting in the division race.
Portland on top, fighting Shockwave at 4-0. Seattle sitting at second, 4-1. Tacoma Trauma then sits in at 1-2. And you got the South Oregon Lady Renegades and then the Reign. Here we go, 1st and 10. Feline gets it to Williams. Williams bottled up quite well there by the Reign defense.
And the thing is, they fake the fly sweep and then give it to Kiki on the inside zone. Williams had some space, so she'd cut back to her right, but she danced in the hole a little bit too much there and allowed the Everett defense to close that hole off and make the tackle for a minimal gain.
They're not going to give her anything there, so 2nd and 10. Kiki Williams is just unbelievable. 90 carries, 626 yards. She's 2nd in rushing. 2nd and 10 for Feline. Back to pass. Across the middle, McComas in and out of the hands, off the fingertips. Good coverage there by Carr, who's still down, slow to get up.
Great break in the ball by Carr. She got there right as the ball arrived at the receiver to pass up. Good anticipation on her part, but she was a little shaken up, so she's going to come out for this next play. And again, Everett, their depth is already an issue as it is with some of the injuries they've had, so hopefully Carr's all right. She'll be able to get back in this game.
3rd and 10 for the Majestics, up 13-0, 11:01 left to go in the first quarter. On that tackle as well was Stella Schlachter. And here's Nikki back to pass. Looking. Over to popped up. Intercepted. Yes, it is. And the Everett Rain pick it off, and that's good news. And they got number 6, and I tell you what, Luke, I was looking earlier. She is on no roster known to mankind. They must have picked her up on Broadway in Everett. I don't know where they got her, but...
Well, she knows how to do the tip drill, that's for sure.
She does. Great job there by number 6.
Well, good job initially by Everett to tip that ball, get in the throwing lane, and then when the ball goes up, it's free game. You knock receivers down once the ball's been tipped, or you can go after it. And she went after the ball, was able to hold on to it. Big turnover, gives Everett great starting field position on the Seattle side of the field.
Not that you can put that one totally on Nikki Feline. She does have 7 interceptions coming into tonight. That's kind of been, again, a rookie type number there. As the offense, Pelham gets the handoff, and there's nothing going, and Casse there to greet her and welcome to Saturday night.
Casse and the whole host of the Seattle front 7 was there. Pelham really never got started. She didn't really start moving forward until after she took the handoff. She needs to, unless it's a draw on the snap of the ball, she needs to be going towards the hole that she's supposed to be going to get some momentum.
3rd series here for the Everett Rain, 10:16 left. They're getting a loss of 2 on that, so 2nd and 12 right inside the 45 of the Majestics. Michelle Walsh, 15 for 58 with 167 yards through the air for Michelle Walsh coming into tonight. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Add 1 more to that, 4. Now she's set in the eye. Gets it to Pelham. Pelham breaks the tackle, but Castor comes up from the D-back position, and she'll get a gain of 3 or 4.
It's a little better on Pelham's part. She didn't stand, wait for the ball, then move. She got her momentum going right from the snap of the ball. Good initial hold, but again, the Seattle front 7, they just close things off. They don't give up much on the ground.
Gonna leave 3rd and 8 here for the Everett Rain after the INT.
And because this is on the Seattle side of the field, it could be 4-down territory as well.
Yep. Billy Russo, the head coach, also the offensive coordinator for the Everett Rain. I think the owner, the CEO, I think there's a few more titles that all these people have.
That's a full business card.
Now from the shotgun is Walsh. Rogers to her right. Rolls right, got pressure, gets it over, trying to get to Pelham, and it's incomplete. Boy, Pelham wanted that.
But she stopped running for a second. And then when she saw the ball was starting to reach, she tried to speed up, but was unable to do so in time. That's, again, don't stop. And this is for any football player at any level. If you're playing receiver, don't stop running your route until the play is over, because you never know when. Even if you're not the primary option on that play, you never know when the quarterback's going to come to you. Don't stop running.
Carr's out to punt. So they had a chance there, had some a turnover.
And Pelham might have had room to run for the first down, too.
Absolutely. Fortson takes it near the 20. And Fortson will be run out of bounds near the 35-yard line. That's where the Majestics will start once again.
Good return there for Fortson. And anytime the punter has to make the tackle on a punt return, that's either a product of good blocking by the return team or poor coverage by the punt team. I'm going to choose to go with some good blocking because she had a wall sealed off to her right side.
Doing well in the special teams. And, of course, their special teams coach, Cindy Butz-Houghton, she was a player for 8 years, actually won a championship in another women's football league. She's the CEO and GM, played 8 years professional or women's football. So she knows what she's doing.
She's the CEO and GM, but she's an assistant coach. So how does that dynamic work?
Scott McCarron, the head coach, and the COO.
Okay, so I was like, how does that dynamic work when your boss is on the coach? If you're the head coach, but one of your bosses is also a coach.
Maybe we'll ask him where the offices are and how that works. But we'll go to a commercial here with timeout with the Everett Rain. 13-0 WFA on STSPN.
Of Marysville.com. Honda of Marysville offers same-day service, no appointment needed by certified technicians on state-of-the-art equipment at low prices. Why pay more? Dare to compare at Honda of Marysville.
Their team of experts specializes in physical therapy, hand therapy, massage therapy, athletic training, functional fitness, and more. With clinics in Everett, Bellevue, and Kirkland, SPT has the experience and knowledge to help athletes of all ages perform at their highest potential. Call them today to schedule a complimentary injury assessment at 425-628-2072 or visit them at sportsptcenters.com. That's sportsptcenters.com. Sports.
8:29 left to go in the first quarter. 13-0 Seattle Majestics. They have the ball first and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Feline gets it to Williams. Makes a move. And here comes Carr. She is tough to get down, Luke.
She does not stop her feet at all. You have to get her on the ground. You can't just hit her and wrap her up and expect her to quit. She will not do that. And I love that from a running back.
See where they mark her here. 41-yard line. That's going to be 2nd and 3 for Kiki Williams. She doesn't have a lot of touchdowns coming into tonight.
Which is when someone who has 600 yards on only 90+ carries, that's a little surprising stat, but she right now is the rookie quarterback's best friend to take a lot of pressure off of Feline.
And problem with the snap, Nikki has to go down. The ball's still down. Not sure who's going to get it.
There's a scrum down there.
And it's Everett ball. The second turnover on as many series. And how do you like that?
Now Everett has to try to take advantage of this and get some points on the board. The snap was not bad. The quarterback, Feline, she just took her eyes off it for a split second, right as it hit her hands and bounced off of her. And again, Everett was able to out-hustle the Seattle offense to get to the ball.
So momentum and all kinds of little life here for the Everett Rain. They started this one, unfortunately, on their part with a pick six right, deep off their own 5-yard line.
But can they solve the Seattle defense?
Michelle Walsh and Lindsey Rogers there, and Pelham in the backfield under center. 1st and 10 for the Majestics 32. Pelham. And a great tackle. Casse comes in to finish it off.
Casse, and also I saw number 64 in there for Seattle. Get the roster.
Jessica Brown.
Jessica Brown. She got there first. Casse finished it off. But again, great penetration by the interior of that Seattle defensive line. They are tough to move.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. They haven't figured out the running game.
I'd like to. You still got to run the ball because the struggling offense, you need to try to establish that so you can get some play action, because that will play action right now might be their best chance of opening up some receivers, getting some big plays down the field.
5-yard reception to Holland through the air for Walsh is all she has in the pass department. Back to pass again. Now, boy, dangerous throw as McComas was all over that.
Again, they tried to run that slip inside screen to a wide receiver, and McComas in tight man coverage was right there. Again, if a quarterback sees that kind of coverage on a wide receiver screen, get out of the play or just throw the ball over their heads. Don't put your receiver in that vulnerable position.
Trying to go to Thomas on that and bring up 3rd down and 12. Thomas, second-year player. See what they can do. The Everett Rain. Benefit of 2 turnovers. Recovered the fumble. Walsh, play action, rolling. Plenty of time. Tries to float it to Holland, but too much. Boy, that's one of those where you look at it and say, come on now, Michelle, just run the ball.
Well, I understand what she was trying to do. She really put it in a spot where if Holland couldn't get it, no one could get it, which is what you want from a quarterback to do. But she had no one open, and no one really was in her face that could have stopped her from running the ball. So you're right. If she just made the decision to tuck it and run, she could have gotten some positive yardage.
The officials tonight are referee David Sather, umpire linesman Scott Pattison, line judge Bob Zamora, and the back judge James Leach.
And we said our first flag of the game, they called an illegal receiver down the field on Everett.
We do have Mr. Sather mic'd up. We'll see if we can hear him tonight once he gets done conversing. Here we go. Oh. This is great. We get to listen in, Luke.
Apparently it was an illegal receiver. No ineligible receivers were down the field, so we still have not had a penalty in this game.
David Sather. That was like that. I was waiting. It was like that commercial where the ref's mic's on, but he doesn't know it.
You act like you're making a tough decision.
4th and 12 from the Majestics 34. The Everett Rain trying to find something. They've found gold in 2 turnovers here. See if they can do something with it. Walsh, Rogers in the block. Going deep, kind of high fly ball. And it falls to the ground, and you know what? That's a lucky break for the Everett Rain.
Well, in that case, if the ball had been picked off and the intercepting player had fallen there, they'd see how we get the ball there instead of around the 34-yard line. So either way, what I'd like to see Walsh do, though, that's maybe about the limit of her throwing range. And so instead of wait, then throw it sooner, so that way you're getting receivers maybe trying to hit them more in stride, because when she waits to throw it that far, creates those jump ball situations.
And they are all over number 85, Shania Holland. They know she comes in 7 catches, 80 yards, 1 touchdown.
Well, they know she's the best receiver on the Everett team, so they should be doubly covering her and forcing someone else to beat them.
Turns it over on downs. And so it is Seattle Majestics. See what they can do. Last 2 times they've turned it over. Williams trying to juke her way out, but good persistence there in closing by the Rain defense.
Kiki's able to make the first tackler miss, not the second. Again, sometimes her dancing around and all those juke moves, yeah, that does serve her well at times, but sometimes you just want to see her cut her losses or take what she can get and just put her shoulder down instead of trying to make the big play happen every time.
That's first time on that tackle. Someone who wasn't available the first time these two played, Brooklyn Holton, number 9 for the Everett Rain, and she is a good athlete. She's does a lot for this Rain team.
Yeah, and she's someone I like to see on the offense with the ball a little bit more too.
2nd 11, loss of 1. Williams again, following her blocker. but she's taken down. The Everett Rain stingy on that right side. Small gain, if any.
Again, they tried to run the counter, going the other way this time. Much better run, I thought, from Williams in that she didn't dance too much. She followed her blockers, let them do their job, and then when she realized she wasn't going to get the big play, she just put her shoulder down, fell forward, and got what she could get.
Call it 3rd down and 5 to go here. Nikki Feline, the rookie quarterback. Looking left, over the middle. It's caught by Castor to the 40, inside the 35, and a 1st down for the Majestics.
That was a nice throw and catch there from Feline to Castor. Castor was running a skinny post route, got some position inside that Everett coverage, able to make a nice catch and get up the field for some extra yardage on the 1st down.
Get it down to the 35-yard line. It's a big pickup there.
Castor is a little gimpy coming off the field.
And Castor does so much. Kicker, big-time receiver. She's run the ball. She does everything.
She plays defense, so for her sake and her team's sake, that hopefully it's not just maybe a little bit of a Charlie horse here.
New set of downs. Now they pitch it to Williams on the near side, stringing it out. And she's met right there and taken down hard. Gain of 1.
Good job of the Everett defense not getting outflanked and maintaining force. When I was a coach, we had a drill called the force drill where you're working on your perimeter defenders to keep not allow the offense to get outside of you. That was a perfect example of Everett running the force drill there, not letting their running back, in this case Williams, get outside of them, forcing her back up the field and into the pursuit.
One thing I'm noticing as well for the Majestics, the game we did, not only the opener against the Rain, but also the second game, they were no huddle, but now they're definitely doing a huddle.
I think with a rookie quarterback, I think they may realize no huddle is a little too much, so they want to slow things down for her, and it helps with communication.
2nd and 9. Feline rolls to her left and throws, and it's complete. Caught over on the far side there by Belle Robinson. She's got 8 catches for 116 yards and a TD coming into tonight. Another good target there for Nikki Feline.
Nice throw and catch from Feline to Belle Robinson. Although there was another Seattle receiver in the area, so you wonder if someone ran the wrong route. Thankfully, it didn't cost them, because oftentimes when there's 2 receivers in one area, that just creates chaos for the offense and can even lead to interceptions and turnovers. Castor's back in the game.
It's good for Majestics fans. 3rd down, 4 yards to go on the Rain 29-yard line. 2:26 left here in the 1st quarter. Fakes the pass, rolls right. Trying to go to Tolliver, and she connects for a Majestics turn, a 1st down, and she's tackled out of bounds, and she gets up, and she's okay by Holton. And it's a Majestics 1st down.
The sprint out pass to the right. Tolliver from the slot position was running, jab steps inside, then runs out into the flat. Was able to create some separation, able to get enough for the 1st down.
Tolliver, again, one of those premier performers here. She does it all, averaging 15 yards a catch on the season.
And a touchdown every 3 times she catches the ball.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
1st and 10 from the 20. And there's whistles.
And we're going to have a false start on Seattle when the offensive lineman got a little too anxious coming out of her stance.
Mr. Sather. Oh, that time we didn't hear him.
He did check his mic.
He did. Springtime football here on STSPN. Glad you're with us. WFA, the Women's Football Alliance. Halftime, we did a great little interview. Hillary Butler, the Washington Husky, also former Seattle Seahawks and Denver Bronco. Luke, I'll try not to bring that up too much. He won the
that's not
Super Bowl there in 1997. 1st and 15. Here's Williams. Boom! She goes down hard. Her and Carr met at the 15. And that's where they will try one more time.
They ran the counter to the right this time, and I think Williams, either a coach told her or she just made this decision, no more of this dancing stuff. I'm going to try to run somebody over.
Power football for Kiki Williams.
I love power football.
It's fun to watch. She does her own little beast mode.
And sometimes running backs will do that to a defender at least once intentionally, run him over to set him up for a little shake and bake later on.
Number 9, Wilson checking in for the Majestics. 2nd and 5 on the Reign 15. Feline. Now over to Williams. Williams dragged down just outside the 5-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle there.
Good vision by Williams on. After she caught the ball, she realized that Everett had a defender in the flat who was already covering the receiver running the out route. So instead of running towards her, she just cuts it back over the middle where there was no one in the vicinity. Was able to pick up the first down.
Nomi Retta on the tackle there.
And that'll end the first.
And that will end the first. 13-0 Majestics, and they are threatening WFA football on STSPN. We'll be back with a second right after this.
Take advantage of Honda of Marysville service department specials this month. See all current offers at hondaofmarysville.com. Honda of Marysville offers same-day service, no appointment needed by certified technicians on state-of-the-art equipment at low prices. Why pay more? Dare to compare at Honda of Marysville.
Sports Physical Therapy is proud to be the official physical therapists and athletic trainers for the Everett Reign. Their team of experts specializes in physical therapy, hand therapy, massage therapy, athletic training, functional fitness, and more. With clinics in Everett, Bellevue, and Kirkland, SPT has the experience and knowledge to help athletes of all ages perform at their highest potential. Call them today to schedule a complimentary injury assessment at 425-628-2072 or visit them at sportsptcenters.com. That's sportsptcenters.com.
Back here as we look at the defensive lineup here for the Everett Reign. And they have one of the newer clubs, so they don't have a lot of depth, and recruiting is always going on. They've had some injuries, Luke, so
When you're already low on depth, injuries just it compounds that even more.
1st and 10, well, 1st and goal from the 6. Williams, right side. Not going to be able to turn the corner, and good stretch defense there by the Reign.
Initially, Williams had a hold, but that closed up real quickly. Good pursuit by the Reign on defense. We saw in that graphic, they run a base 3-4, which you're seeing a lot more these days as to combat the spread off offense. Teams feel like they need to get more speed outside. I'm not a big fan of the 3-4, but that's my own personal preference, and I'll let the Everett coaches.
We can pontificate on that later, maybe.
Yes.
Retta on the tackle there, along with Ramirez. Shea Ramirez. Here we go. 2nd and goal from the 3. Kiki now the pitch. Williams cuts back up, and they plug the hole up, and she does not get in.
She had an opening again for a moment, but it closed off real quick.
I tell you what, Jerry Shai Ramirez and Nomi Retta, they're the dynamic duo there in the middle, Luke.
They did a good job coming from the backside, taking away that cutback lane, keeping Williams out of the end zone. So they tried Williams right, nothing. Tried to go on left, nothing. So what we could see here is either up the middle, so they're close enough where if they got their quarterback understanding for a quarterback sneak, that could work, or maybe even see a play action pass.
Ashley Johnson checks in as Kiki Williams goes off. 3rd and goal now from the 1 for the Majestics. Johnson in the backfield for Nikki Feline. Feline going to go pass. She's got that sacked, and Pelham comes in and sacks Feline. What a play for the Reign.
Great. They called Pelham on the blitz coming from the right side there, and Feline did not see her, and Pelham was unblocked. That was about as easy as it gets for a linebacker on a blitz to sack the quarterback.
A loss of 4 yards will bring up 4th and goal, and we'll see what they do here. Castor, their kicker, she's only 1 for 3 on field goal attempts. Her longest is 29 yards.
They are within her range, but I think they're going to go for it.
Williams back in the ball game quickly. 4th and goal for the Majestics. Feline. And it's incomplete going to Williams, and Pelham is fired up, and she should be. What a defensive stand here by the Everett Rain.
Great stop by the. That's what you love to see, a great goal line stand at any time in a football game. The sack by Pelham, and then she was in coverage there on Williams, and I thought Williams could have caught that pass, but even if she did, she would have had to deal with a very fired up Pelham in a one-on-one situation.
As down as the Rain were when they had that pick six, that will juice your teammates. A defensive stand, that gets
them fired up. If a goal line stand doesn't fire a team up, they shouldn't be playing football.
Exactly. So the Everett Rain will take over on downs, as that was 4 tries right on the goal line. They had 3rd and goal from the 1, and they couldn't punch it in. We'll see how that plays out down the road here.
Well, right now, because they're in deep on their own territory, I'd really like to see Everett just try to get a couple first downs, get some confidence. When you're 95 yards away, scoring the percentage of scoring is pretty low.
Michelle Walsh just takes it with the quarterback sneak. Smart play there, gains a couple right up the middle, and it'll be 2nd and long. But I like that play.
Yeah, get a little more separation between yourself and your own goal line. So if you do have to punt, it helps out your punter.
Speaking of that offense, here it is right here, the Everett Rain offensive lineup. As you see, Walsh and Pelham and Holland.
But again, the big loss was Rye, their two-way starter. On offense, she should be playing fullback. And again, torn ACL. We talked to her back before the game when she said ACL. I was just kind of at a loss for like, what do you say?
Yeah, it's tough. 2nd and 8 from their 8-yard line. Walsh, Pelham. Oh no, that is Holson. She can't get by, and Fortson was deep there and had an arm on her, and they couldn't get her, so that'll be a loss.
Trying to run a lead ISO to the left side, and again, the Seattle front four does a great job getting penetration into the backfield, reestablishing the line of scrimmage, and they're just tough to run on for Everett.
Holton, 2nd year, she was an All-American. 4 catches for 38 yards, averages, or I think that's reception, excuse me.
A catch and a reception are the same.
Yeah, no, I had rushes for her. I think she's more rushes than receptions. So 3rd and 10 now from their 6. And there's flags and whistles all over the place.
And the Seattle players are clapping, so you assume it's against Everett. So be half the distance to the goal.
And this has been an unfortunate common theme here. They get a break, their defense plays amazing, and now they're making penalties and they're not going the right way as they sit as 3rd and 13 from now their own 3.
Whether it be a penalty or a turnover, their offense just can't seem to get its own way sometimes. And what you don't want against a very good front four is your quarterback passing out of her own end zone.
Michelle Walsh back there, fakes it. Now she's going to have to pace. She goes over the middle. It's caught at the 11-yard line. That's Holton for the completion, but short of a first down.
Well, the positive play is got some separation between them and their own goal line, so hopefully when the punter actually kicks the ball, she'll be out of her own end zone.
Short 5 yards. So Carl come on to punt.
And again, very important defensive stop for the Seattle Majestics. Kind of retake back some of the momentum that they lost.
Tolliver for the Majestics standing around the 44-yard line to receive.
Oh, whoa.
Rough snap. Carr Gets it away. Great job by Carr. It's taken at the 20-yard line, and player that caught it, I think that was number 80, McShay. She's down. Now she's up.
So
McCray.
Credit Carr for showing a lot of poise there. That play could have, with the bad snap going over her head, that could have been a disaster. It could have been 2 points for Seattle, maybe even 6. Instead, she's able to get the punt off. Not a lot of distance, but she averted disaster.
Nice athleticism right there. Big game tonight in the WFA. The DC Divas and the Chicago Force playing tonight. 2 leaders in their divisions. See if we can check some scores. As Seattle ready to go again, 13-0, 9:03 to go in the first half here. Feline rolling to the near side. Now she's going to tuck it and run. And she gets hammered by Pelham. Oh, baby.
And I think Feline's bigger than Pelham. As soon as Pelham hit her, Feline, her momentum went backwards. Wow, that shot. And Pelham is having a very nice quarter on defense right now. And you can't accuse her of competing hard tonight.
And Nicole Feline, that was probably a good decision by Feline. Not her running stats are positive, 3 carries for minus 15 yards, but not much she could do there. It's better than a turnover.
Better than a turnover. There's no one open downfield, so she took it. Now Seattle's going to take a timeout.
And we will too. Back with more. 8:24 left in the half.
Sports Physical Therapy is proud to be the official physical therapists and athletic trainers for the Everett Rain. Their team of experts specializes in physical therapy, hand therapy, massage therapy, athletic training, functional fitness, and more. With clinics in Everett, Bellevue, and Kirkland, SPT has the experience and knowledge to help athletes of all ages perform at their highest potential. Call them today to schedule a complimentary injury assessment at 425-628-2072 or visit them at sportsptcenters.com. That's sportsptcenters.com.
Second and 12 at the Rain 22. Up the middle. And a nice little gain there for Kiki Williams. Adds to her. Taken down by Jerry Shy Ramirez.
And they run that counter, which probably looks like their favorite play. Does a good job cutting it back over the middle. Got some positive yards and creates a very manageable third down.
3rd and 6, ball on the Rain 16-yard line. Number 9, Wilson, coming in for the Majestics. Music starting to get pumped up here. 3rd and 6. Feline to Williams. Williams races through the line, and she'll get down as she gets tackled inside the 10 to the 9.
Great second effort by Williams. They run the same plays before the counter. And again, she gets hit shy of the yard, the first down marker, but she kept her legs driving, was able to get that extra yard that she needed, move the chains, set up a 1st and goal from the 9.
Deja vu for the Seattle Majestics. They were just here.
They were, but they're hoping for a slightly different result this time.
The Rain defense holding nicely on 4 consecutive plays. They even had 3rd and goal from the 1. Pelham with a big sack, as we see here. 1st and the 9. Feline going to Tolliver, and she just let her a little bit too much, incomplete.
And she looked like, I think McCray also out there in the flat. She had 2 receivers, and she threw it between both of them. Either someone ran the wrong route or just a poor throw by Feline.
Interesting play calling here for Scott McCarron, the offensive coordinator, head coach here.
You have one of the leading running backs in the league. I think in a first and goal to go situation, you want her to get the ball at least twice in any scenario. And as a play caller, as a former play caller myself, second and goal is probably my favorite play to actually throw it. On first and goal, I want to try to run it and establish a physical presence down by the goal line.
Second and goal from the 9. Williams only 3 TDs through 5 games, and now we've got a whistle. Pausing play here. I guess we'll resume.
The down marker hadn't been set yet.
Feline gets it to Williams. They listen to Luke Windsor. Williams fights her way. Is she in?
The official says yes.
She is for a Majestics touchdown. Kiki Williams, her 4th TD of the year.
And again, they run the counter, which it looks like we're going to say that a lot. Seattle runs the counter. And again, Williams gets hit shy of the goal line, but she keeps her legs moving. That's probably the most impressive thing about her as a runner, is she does not stop on first contact.
5'2", 122 pounds is what they have her listed. But I tell you what, she is mighty.
She runs a lot bigger than that.
And the extra point, no good there by Castor. So that will sit us at 19-0 with 6:41 left to go in the first half.
And impressive there by Seattle. They take advantage of the great field position after the bad snap on the punt. And so they only had 20 yards to go, and they did what a good team does, and they put 6 points up on the board. We'd like 7, but the kick being no good. But with the way their defense is playing, they can afford that.
The Everett Rain, again, they come into tonight. They took one on the chin, 47-0 last week to Portland. They have the Majestics here today. Then they travel next weekend down to Portland to take on the Fighting Shockwaves. Then at Tacoma, and then they end the season on 28th against the South Oregon Renegades in the last game of the season right here on June 4th against the Tacoma Trauma.
That's an unfair 3-week stretch. Portland, Seattle, and Portland again.
Yeah. And they started the year on the road quite a bit as Castor onside kick. It's off a Rain player. And the Majestics have it, and it's Johnson coming up with the ball. Boy, Scott McCarron going for the jugular with 6:38 left in the first half.
I don't know if that was necessarily an onside kick. Maybe it was a hard squib. I don't know. But you're right. If that was, they are going for the jugular now. They want to put this game away early.
Lots of history between Billy Russo and Scott McCarron. Nothing bad. Billy used to play. A lot of these players, they came from the Seattle Majestics, who were originally in Tacoma. It's all a big circle, Luke, here at the WFA in the state of Washington.
It's a family reunion type of thing.
It's 6:38.
You always want to beat your family members a little bit more than you do everybody else.
These two, part of the pioneers of the WFA here in the Northwest, is Feline hands it back off to Williams. Up the middle. Nice gain of 4 or 5 as the orange-yellow flags come out.
Yeah, late flag. They fake the fly sweep there and give it to Williams on a power play to the right side. Good initial push, then the Everett defense held their ground.
And we had Mr. Sather there. I don't know that he... There we go.
Holding on the offense. We're going to go 10 yards from previous spot. Repeat first down.
Well, that's why that hold initially was pretty good, because there's a hold.
Right. So that'll send the Majestics back. Penalty's been an issue, Luke, for the Majestics
and
this season.
And they're a good team, and they're a team that probably is expected to go to the playoffs, and can keep a good team from really achieving what they're capable of. So I would think that their coaching staff as a whole, if they haven't been already, they'll be getting on their players in practice soon about penalties and not hurting themselves, especially when they step up in competition.
So here we go, 1st and 20. Feline tries to flip it out.
Pass.
And that is.
Pass.
And holding on it That'll be an interesting play. Looking for the replay here on STSPN to see what actually, if she touched that ball before it went out of bounds.
Definitely a backwards pass, and Holton was unable to get to the ball before it went out of bounds, so Seattle got the ball all the way back on the 25. But really, Holton was the only player for Everett who recognized it. Everyone else just kind of stood around and watched, not realizing what happened. So that's a definite teaching moment for the Everett Rain defense.
Talking about penalties, Seattle coming into tonight, 250 yards, averaging 50 yards per game. They'll try to clean that up in relatively a clean game here. But first down and 36 yards to go for the Seattle Majestics. Feline passes it over, and it's caught by Wilson. Wilson stutter steps and is taken out just almost to the original line of scrimmage by Burns.
And Everett had two players there in position to make the play, but I think they both just stopped for a split second and allowed Wilson to get upfield for a nice gain on second down. So it sets up a much more, even though you'd rather not 3rd and 14, it's a lot better than 3rd and 30.
So Wilson just in the ball game. Didn't see her much the first meeting for these two clubs. 3rd and 14 from their own 42. Nikki rolling right, gets help. Now she calls player over, going for McComas, and it'll.
Good effort by McComas, just unable to bring that ball in along the sidelines. So that looks like Seattle's going to punt for the first time tonight.
Nikki Feline, I like her. She's seeing the replay, you can see she's like, go long. That's an out and up. She didn't do the up of the out and up, maybe.
Well, you get in a scramble drill like that, receivers who are closer to the sideline, you want them going up the field, or you want them coming back. And in that case, Feline wanted her to go up the field, and she didn't, so that'll be a conversation with the two of them on the sideline.
Holton and Carr back to receive for the Rain. Bobbles the snap. Caster, a sidewinder. And again, the Rain will get decent field position at the 40-yard line. 4:11 left to go in the first half. 19-0, the Majestics on top. Scott Oshman, Luke Wizard with you.
Now, if Everett can, you said there's 4:11 left to go in the half, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. If they can get a good drive going to end the half, they have a chance to hopefully get on the board, and then they're going to get the ball back. They could really cut into this. They have the chance to cut in this lead, but they just got to get, I don't even think they have a first down yet. So they have to start by getting that first down.
They scored 18 points against Southern Oregon, the Renegades. They lost that one 20-18, and that is the only points they have put up through 5 ball games. They have been very close. We talked about this before. They have just been one turnover, one play, one moment away from maybe a different type of season so far.
Got to learn how to finish drives, finish plays.
So they get the ball, 1st and 10. They got 4 minutes and 11 seconds till halftime. Michelle Walsh, the quarterback, going up top. And that's intercepted. Saw that all the way by Belle Robinson.
I think she was looking for Pelham up the seam, but Belle Robinson took away that seam, and she got to the spot where the ball was going to land well before Pelham did. I think Walsh on that play, she predetermined where she wanted to go to the ball. She just gripped it and ripped it, and because there's really no chance for that ball to be completed.
Belle Robinson does all kinds of things for this team. That's her first interception this season. So just like that, back to the Majestics.
And they have a chance. We talked about that hard squib, onside kick, whatever it was, to go for the jugular. They didn't score there, but now they have a chance to put some points up right before halftime.
4:04 left to go in the half. Now Nikki Feline gets it to Williams. Williams, can she get the outstretched hand? No, she goes down. Great defensive play there by Holland.
They tried to run a trap play and trap block Holland, but Holland was able to get upfield before the Brown, the pulling guard on that play, was able to get to her, and she's able to grab a hold of Williams and not let go. And with a back like Williams, who doesn't stop on contact, sometimes that's what it takes. You just grab a hold of some cloth and do not let go.
So Holland, their leading receiver, also having to do some work there at the defensive end. And sitting now, second down and 13 yards to go on their own 45. Johnson in the backfield now for Feline. Feline over to Belle Robinson. Pelham right there, and she's not going to let her go. Another great defensive play by Pelham. She's done her homework, Luke.
She was right there. She read that play right away. They faked the counter to the right and then threw a throwback screen to the left. Pelham didn't bite on the run fake at all. And again, she just grabbed a hold of some jersey, didn't let go, and waited for her friends to arrive to finish the play off.
Shania Holland, she has 4 tackles coming in. She does it all. That 5th one there for us. McComas comes out, and Fortson comes in for the Majestics. 2:31 left on the clock now. 3rd down, 17 yards to go from their own 38-yard line. Stay with us at halftime here from Everett Memorial Stadium. All kinds of fun. An interview with Hillary Butler. Feline now rolls. Plenty of time. Here comes Holland, and she wisely throws it away, and good to see some mature decisions there by the rookie Nikki Feline.
Sometimes that's the best play a quarterback can make, throw the ball away. A little half roll to the left. Everything was covered. She tried to scramble to the right, see if she can get something. When she turned around, though, Holland was right in her face, so she did the smart thing there, just threw the ball away.
Castro come on to punt. Castro averaging about 28 yards this season, and she gets this one away right into Holton. Holton met there by Johnson, and Holton drags her to the 46-7 yard line, and that's where they'll go. 1:56 left to go in the half.
Nice little turn there by Holton. Got what she could and dragged Johnson for a few extra yards. And again, I said it earlier, Holton's someone I like to see them try to get the ball a little bit more. She's a good athlete. You got Pelham, you got Holland, but let's see Holton get the ball up too, try to diversify the offense.
Everett this year averaging, or the total yards on the season, 490 yards. They average 245, 161 on the ground, and they're averaging around 83.6, now 3.6 through the air. 1:56 left, 1st and 10 from their own 48. Michelle Walsh, the quarterback. Rogers to her right. And we'll see if they get Edlin, number 44, the Majestics. Great defensive player there, going a little early.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Repeat 1st down.
Guess not.
No, and again, a struggling offense. The last thing they need to do is either turn the ball over or commit penalties. Just makes things just that much harder for them.
So 1st and 15. But they've got some players here. Again, I know Ride's down, and she was very important, but this Holton kid has stepped up. Brooklyn.
They've got some players. Now it's just about putting things together, getting some confidence, and at times you just got to be able to fight through some adversity.
See what they do here. Walsh under center. She's going to hand it to Pelham. Pelham cuts up the middle, across the 45. The 1:44 as the clock is ticking.
I know, a play call like that, you just wonder, is Everett just trying to run out that clock and get to the locker room at halftime?
2nd and 15. Now 2nd and 13. For the Everett Rain startups, Seattle Majestics based in Kent, Washington there. French Field. Short drive north here to Everett. 1:08 left on the clock here for half. Walsh under center. Fakes the handoff. Looking. Now she's got it. She has to just get rid of it as she's taken down hard there by Fortson. Fortson likes it, and Walsh is slow to get up.
She took a shot, and you also have to wonder, I guess she was out of the tackle box, but then did the ball even make it to the line of scrimmage? I think the refs are discussing that now to see if there's intentional grounding.
It was second down and 13 yards to go, and we'll have to listen to David Sather here. Tell us what's going on.
Intentional grounding on the offense. It's a loss of down, third down.
I think that's what it was. She did not get the ball to be on the line of scrimmage. People will say, well, she was out of the tackle box. Yeah, but you also have to get it past the line of scrimmage. There's two parts to that rule. And because of she all over, she could not get the ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
54 seconds left in the first half here. 19-0 Majestics on top. Have a halftime interview. Hillary Butler, local football hero here, is on the 1991 championship team for the University of Washington, and Don James, then went on to win a Super Bowl with Denver, then had some time with the Seattle Seahawks.
Enough with the Denver stuff.
Fun also the music. Pelham up the middle, and she keeps on churning. Give her credit there, up to the 40-yard line with 43 seconds left.
I think Seattle's going to use a timeout, stop the clock, try to see if they can get the ball and get some points before the end of the half.
That's exactly right. 43 seconds left to timeout. We'll step away. 19-0 Majestics on STSPN.
Advantage of Honda of Marysville service department specials this month. See all current offers at hondaofmarysville.com. Honda of Marysville offers same-day service, no appointment needed by certified technicians on state-of-the-art equipment at low prices. Why pay more? Dare to compare at Honda of Marysville.
O'Brien.
Majestics there in the white jerseys with 43 seconds left, up by 19, trying to see if they can get one more stab at the end zone as Carr's back to punt. Big bounce, picked up by Tolliver. Tolliver, the daredevil.
That's a risky play by Tolliver, taking that punt off the bounce like that, but fortunately for her, it was a high bounce, and she had some momentum going forward to get it and secure it, and saves her team a few extra yards.
.32 seconds left. See if they go for a TD, go for the end zone on 1st and 10 here from their own 47.
Often in these situations, an offense will go with something safe early, and if it hits well, then they'll go get a little more aggressive, go into more of a no huddle. If it doesn't work, then they'll probably shut it down for the half.
Castor on the near side is the wide out here. Feline rolls right, goes, and it's caught by Tolliver at the 45, spins, and taken down at the 41. 21 seconds, and it'll tick down to 19 here.
She needed to get out of bounds. I mean, the clock stopped to move the chains, but she needed to get out of bounds there. That was a mental error by Tolliver.
Now they're going to have to get something quick. But there's a Seattle Majestics timeout.
I think that's their last one of the half.
We'll step away as well. Can they get another touchdown with 18 seconds? Stay tuned.
Sports Physical Therapy is proud to be the official physical therapists and athletic trainers for the Everett Rain. Their team of experts specializes in physical therapy, hand therapy, massage therapy, athletic training, functional fitness, and more. With clinics in Everett, Bellevue, and Kirkland, SPT has the experience and knowledge to help athletes of all ages perform at their highest potential. Call them today to schedule a complimentary injury assessment at 425-628-2072 or visit them at sportsptcenters.com. That's sportsptcenters.com.
Just 18 seconds to go in this first half. WFA, the Women's Football Alliance football here as the Seattle Majestics run out on the field, and maybe one or two more shots, do you think, Luke?
Well, we'll see. They're going to probably get a chunk of yards on this play to set up a shot.
Feline flips, crushed as she does it, trying to go to Johnson. Incomplete.
Nikki Pelham again on the blitz, untouched, and she really put a nice solid hit on Feline right as she's letting go of that ball.
Clock down to 14 seconds, 2nd and 10.
And Feline in the huddle might be saying, hey, someone block that 21, please.
And you know what? They can't, speaking of that, Feline, if she gets hurt, hopefully she doesn't, they don't have anything left. Caskey, who did take over earlier this year, she's out. We talked to her before the game.
And Caskey was a starting receiver for them, so that, I mean, they're deep at receiver, but what really hurts them now is the backup quarterback.
Feline back, throws over the middle, intercepted! Going to Belle Robinson, and that number 6, who we'll try and go down and find out who that is, with a nice INT there to close it down with 7 seconds.
First second of the day. She had Belle Robinson open up the seam, but an overthrown ball, and number 6 playing her spot at free safety was just right there, the right spot at the right time to pick that off and shut down any scoring opportunity Seattle would have had for the end of the half.
So that you can't really, the defense has done their job tonight for the Everett Rain.
Okay, one touchdown was scored on an interception. Another was when the Seattle only had to drive the ball 20 yards. So the Everett defense is really only given up one long, and even that one long drive wasn't that long because it started off because of the long kickoff return in their territory. So the Everett defense, they've done their part. They just got a little bit more help from the offense.
Nikki Feline, her 9th interception thrown this season. Part of the bumps as a rookie quarterback as Walsh just takes a knee as the clock will wind down. And that's halftime. We'll take a break. We'll have some interviews, some highlights from the first half. Don't go away. We'll come up with the second half. The Seattle Majestics 19, the Everett Rain nothing. Watching WFA football on STSPN. All right, Scott Oshman here with Hillary Butler here at the WFA, the Women's Football Alliance, here to see the Seattle Majestics, in the Everett Rain. Hillary, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Excited. This will be my first game watching, so I'm excited to watch the ladies play today.
Good. How did you hear about this league, or have you been watching it over the years, or?
Just actually new to the league, learning about the league. I had a good friend, Mike Weir, that actually got me involved in coming out in this event, and just excited to be out here and representing.
Obviously, you're like Mr. Championship, right? The 91 championship here at Husky Stadium for the Huskies, obviously, and then Super Bowl at Denver, and then the Seattle Seahawks. Are you happy about how things are going down at Montlake?
Yeah, definitely are. I mean, you got to be excited about the time. I think Coach Pete is bringing that excitement back. Obviously, the defense is playing great, and kind of that old Purple Rain feeling that I'm used to, and hopefully we'll get back. And I don't know if we'll be able to get a 12-0 team, but if we can get just back in the hunt and hopefully a national championship, I'll be proud of those guys.
Good. I mean, the football is why we're here, Hillary, but really what I want to talk about is your music. Yeah, I mean, so you kind of took a little vacation from football, right, after the NFL. And are you still involved in music? You did some work with Snoop. You did a lot of things with 12 Man, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm still doing a lot of work. My record label, Headbutt Productions, is something that I actually got into after being hurt with the Seahawks back in '99, and it's been going on since then. I just released my second solo produced album last year, Going Beast Mode. That's on iTunes. But
You want to sing a few tunes right here?
no. If you want to, we can give it to you on it. But I'll tell you, everything is on iTunes or on www.hillb.biz, so you can go ahead and check it out.
Okay, we're not going to hear you tonight. You're not going to do anything for either huddle. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. We're going to hear the song. All right. Hey, I hope you enjoy. It is phenomenal. WFA football. Great to meet you. Congratulations on all the success. We'll be back with more. It's the Majestics and the Rain on STSPN. From Seattle on top 19-0. Break it down, Luke. What'd you see? What do you think you should do if you're an Everett Rain coach coming out in the second half?
Well, they're going to get the ball to start the half, and they just need to get a first down to start off with. They need to find a way to move the ball, get some confidence offensively. Their defense has not been bad at all. Again, of the 19 points that Seattle has scored, one touchdown came on an interception return. And then the two scoring drives, they started out with excellent field position due to some special teams issues. So the defense has done a good job for the most part. Now it's just the offense just has to be able to pull their weight and just try to move the ball. And I tell you what, if they could score a touchdown, especially early in the third quarter, the confidence lift, the boost that would give that whole team would be tremendous. But
on the season.
But again, they got to be able to find a way to move the ball in the Seattle defense, who, especially on the front four, has just been very hard to move off the ball.
Yes, they have. The Seattle Majestics, they've taken one blow from the Portland Fighting Shockwave, and that's it. Otherwise, they are unblemished. They went to the playoffs last year, made it relatively deep into the quarters, so they expect to win every time out. As we get ready to go here for second half football. Everett Rain fans, we were wondering who number 6 was, and we found out.
Mystery solved.
The mystery is solved. They changed the number. It is Noor Altamimi, which I was thinking to myself, where is Altamimi?
She's wearing number 6.
And she's got 2 picks.
She's had a good game on defense. Nikki Pelham, this is the best game I've seen her play on defense with some sacking the quarterback, putting pressure on the quarterback, playing the run. She's done an outstanding job on that side of the ball. So, again, nothing wrong with the Everett defense, in my estimation. The offense just has to find a way to move the ball.
And they will get a chance to do that here as they will receive to start this second half. The Pacific region and the North Division here lines up like this. The Portland Fighting Shockwave, nobody's been able to touch them really. They're 4-0. Seattle Majestics here, like we said, 4-1. The Tacoma Trauma, 1-2. The Southern Oregon Lady Renegades, they're 1-4. And the Everett Rain, 0-3, looking for their first win this year.
And as you mentioned, the schedule will not get any easier for them next because they have to go down to Portland. So hopefully they get past this stretch of the season. They get into some winnable games against Tacoma and Southern Oregon.
Castor to do the kickoff duties for the Majestics. And back to receive is Altamimi, number 6, and Pelham. Burns, getting the number 5 kind of in the short, and they do a little short kick. It bounces, touched by Seattle.
Well, when that ball hit the turf, it took a very fortunate bounce for Seattle to bounce back towards their coverage unit. And that's
it is Seattle's ball again. Belle Robinson comes up, and number 13, Carr, looked like she had it, but
again, it bounced away from her back towards Belle Robinson, the rest of Seattle. So, again, I think Seattle's willing to put this game away early.
Another tough break. Add it to the list of tough breaks here for the Everett Rain, but give the Majestics credit. Very well executed as Nikki Feline, the rookie quarterback, comes out. Nikki just volunteered, never really played quarterback that much. She was a volunteer in the organization. She was looking for something to get involved in and saw her kind of throwing and catching, and head coach Scott McCarron said, guess what?
You're on the team.
What do you think about playing quarterback? 1st and 10 from the Rain 46. Williams cuts through up to the 40. And it's been Kiki Williams all day long.
She's had a nice game, especially when her offensive line has been opening up some holes for her. Looks like they ran a trap play that time. Up the middle, they'll be a good 5 yards on first down. So it's 2nd and 5. And again, as a play caller, if you can average 5 yards on first down, you're doing something pretty good.
4th-year player for Kiki Williams. works at Boeing. That's something we don't talk about too much here, Luke. A lot of these, all these women's, have big jobs and families and all kinds of stuff, and they still get football. 2nd and 5. Here's Kiki one more time up the gut. This time the rain there, Lehman there.
I think they tried to run a counter to the left, and that time there was a hole off to the outside. And Williams on the seat, she didn't bounce to the outside. She'd had some running room. Said she went up inside and right into the heart of the Everett defense.
Leaves them at 3rd down, 4 yards to go. At the 38-yard line. Used to be a run and gun spread, no huddle offense, but with Nikki Feline, I think they started out, and we saw that first game, and I think that was a little rough for the rookie QB.
Yeah, with a rookie quarterback, I think they realized maybe this no huddle stuff a little much for let's slow things down. Not have to speed up for thinking so much.
Pitch it to Williams on the far side, has a blocker, Carocious, and flags simultaneously come out.
The umpire and the line judge.
And we'll have to check again with our friend Mr. David Sather, our referee, the white hat.
Block in the back, on the offense, repeat 3rd down.
And if 2 officials saw it, then it's probably a correct call.
Probably was correct. Simultaneously, no doubt left on that one. Majestics definitely had more penalties so far than the rain, and it's cost them a couple times as they will get pushed back now to the 46-yard line.
So instead of 3rd and 3, we're going to have a 3rd and 10. So much different play call for the Seattle offensive coordinator to come up with.
Talking about Kiki Williams working at Boeing, intake sealer. Apparently her talent, her hidden talent, Luke, is she can sing.
That's a talent you don't want to hide so much.
No, in fact, one of her coaches can sing as well and has done the national anthem before. Stu Jennings.
See, I can't sing, so I do hide that talent.
3rd and 10. Feline. It's caught. Great catch there by Belle Robinson at the 40.
Just a little hitch route by Belle Robinson. She sat down in a hole in the zone. Ball was thrown low. She had to go down and get it, which prevented her from running after the catch, so it sets up a 4th down.
Castor comes on. McCray comes out. And we'll see what they do here. 4th and 5. Or 4th and 4. And it looks like they're going to try and go for it. Belle Robinson and Castor here, the receivers on the near side. Feline rolls. Going for Tolliver. It's caught right at the 40.
She didn't gain any yards.
Not at all. Needed to get to the 35, and it will be Everett rain football.
That's a situation where I would tell Tolliver, don't cut your route so short. It's 4th down. Get to the sticks. If that means pushing the route a little farther than what the play is designed for, fine. But on 4th down, you have to run as many of the routes in the pattern as you can beyond the yard marker.
So the Majestics, they played the little scrib kick there, and they got the opening kickoff here the second half. They can't capitalize. It's the 2nd time they've gotten the ball in the kickoff there, not been able to score. 18-0, 11:49 left in the 3rd quarter. Here comes Michelle Walsh trying to get something going here for this Everett Rain offense. It has been a struggle. Hands it off to Pelham. Pelham gets out of Fortson's hands, still on her feet. And she might get a couple yards if they're generous.
Maybe a yard and a half. Again, Fortson didn't make the tackle, but she slowed Pelham up enough for the rest of the defense to get there. And just these gray jerseys of Seattle, they're almost modeling themselves after the Seahawks alternate uniform a bit. This wolf gray thing that they have going on. They're just flying to the ball, and they're really, anytime that looks like there is a hole for Pelham or another runner for Everett, it closes off very quickly.
The front front line for the Majestics is gaudy. So you have Jessica Brown, 64. She's got 5.5 tackles for loss, 16 tackles on the year. You know, we haven't called Alicia Edlin too many times, number 44. She's third in tackles for loss in the WFA.
So they got some definite talent in that front four.
2nd and 8. They fake it. Here's Pelham. Right side. Castor trying to strip the ball. Pelham, nice job keeping her feet going, and she falls forward for another couple.
Castor goes for the strip, and what you teach a defender is if you're the first one there, don't go for the strip as much. Hold the runner up. Let the next defender come in and try to strip the ball out. But going for the strip, the tackle, Pelham was able to spin out and gain some extra yards.
Don't tell Earl Thomas that.
Well, Earl's Earl. He's a freak. He can do what he wants.
Especially near the goal line.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas, the Seattle Seahawk. Boy, he has come up with some just remarkable strips, hasn't he?
When you can call yourself the best in football at your position, I won't tell you what to do.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 for the Everett Rain here, 9:55 in the third quarter. Scott Oshman, Luke Windsor here with you.
I might suggest, but I'm not going to tell you.
Lindsey Rogers, the fullback there for the injured ride. Here's Walsh going over top. Almost intercepted by Belle Robinson. She was trying to go for Altamimi. That was a good-looking ball. Just, again, traffic.
And then Altamimi got held up by another defender. So if I was an Everett coach, I'd be screaming for a pass interference there because Altamimi's progress towards the ball got hindered. But no argument and was being made, and the refs obviously, if they didn't call it right away, it's not going to get called now.
4th and 6 nonetheless for the Rain. Carr to punt. No one back for the Majestics now. Tolliver creeps back along with Belle Robinson. And Carr gets the punt off. Tolliver juggles it, keeps it, now goes to the right side. Tolliver cuts it back. Mackenzie Tolliver. Touchdown, Majestics. Mackenzie Tolliver.
She bobbled it, picked it up, and sometimes what happens when a kick returner bobbles the ball, the coverage unit they'll break down, they'll lose their contain, they see the ball on the ground, they want to go for it, and what happened there was ball got bobbled. All the Everett defenders in the coverage team, they went towards the middle where the ball was, so there's a lot of room on either side. Tolliver went to the right, no one there, got some nice blocks and was able to take it in for the touchdown.
Amelia Carr, the punter, who one of their better tacklers as well, tried to come over, but again, Tolliver made a great cut right back to the middle as the PAT is up and good for Castor. And I tell you what, that was a heck of a run back. It's 26-0, 9:21 left in the third quarter.
Good run back. Poor coverage, though. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, the 3 of the touchdowns you could really attribute to some bad special teams, too, by Everett. So you'll look at the final score and say, oh, their defense didn't have a good night. No, their defense actually played well. The offense and the special teams is what have kind of let Everett down tonight.
Big plays, Luke.
Big plays.
Big plays
turnovers
for the Majestics.
And even the interception return for touchdown was set up in large part due to the kickoff that they didn't field and that got all the way back to the 5-yard line.
So right back to kicking off is Castor as Altamimi back to receive along with Pelham. And Holton, number 9, at the 30. We'll see if they actually kick it off. And this time they do. Altamimi on a bounce at the 30. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And that's where they'll start.
Been good coverage by the Seattle team there. They've won the special teams battle. They're winning it. And their defense has been winning the battle, especially up front on the line of scrimmage. So those are some things as Everett progresses throughout the season that they really need to improve.
We'll see. If you haven't had a chance to watch, and talking to Hillary Butler, this was his first time being able to see live the WFA. He was excited to check it out.
I choose to remember him as a Washington Husky on the national championship team. Not a.
I know he was a Seattle Seahawk, Luke.
I know.
We know. We won't bring it up.
Kansas City's my team, so when
that's right. We should tell people that.
When I hear Denver Broncos and John Elway, bad feelings.
If you could see him, ladies and gentlemen,
dark thoughts.
Actually, physical reaction is Walsh hands it off to Pelham. She breaks one tackle. Pelham still on her feet outside to the 40. And Pelham, a burst of energy, and a Everett Rain with 9:06 left in the third. A first down, Luke Windsor.
A first down, I believe, for Everett. Great effort by Pelham. She's been playing hard all night long on both sides of the ball. That's the time she broke a couple tackles and a nice stiff arm on Johnson, getting up the field, breaking it to the outside. Best offensive player of the night by far for Everett.
Nikki Pelham with a big play right there for the Rain, and they needed it.
Desperately.
She came into tonight 39 carries, 140 yards on the season, 18 her long, averaging 3.6 yards a carry.
Can Everett build on that momentum they just got?
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Walsh in the shotgun. Rogers there to block. Walsh tucks it up. Now she's going to take it herself. And barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and she's met by 22 Casse, and you don't want to meet her.
No, and she is still not getting up. She slows down right here. A little indecision. I think she was thinking, kind of get out of bounds or not, and that indecision cost her big time.
Here you take one more look at it, and hopefully she's
right up there. She slows up, and people instantly will slow down to protect themselves when really the best way to protect yourself is keep running hard and lower the shoulder.
Well, to her defense, when you got Casse coming at you, it's hard to keep running.
Well, Casse was behind her, so that's all the more reason to keep running fast.
That's true. Good point. We'll step away as they tend to Walsh. Hopefully she just knocked the wind out of her. And we'll come back with more WFA football on STSPN.
Take advantage of Honda of Marysville's service department specials this month. See all current offers at hondaofmarysville.com. Honda of Marysville offers same-day service, no appointment needed by certified technicians on state-of-the-art equipment at low prices. Why pay more? Dare to compare at Honda of Marysville.
O'Brien.
Michelle Walsh jumps up and runs over to the sideline. Good to see she's okay, and she'll have to sit out one play. They gave her a gain of 1, so they're sitting at 2nd and 9.
With a backup quarterback in the game. Can't tell who it is just yet.
And it is. It's 23 Thomas, the backup quarterback under center.
Probably hand off to Pelham.
Takes it. No, she's back. Here comes Samuelson chasing Edlin. Takes it around the left side. Burst down and more out of bounds for the Everett Rain. Hello, Nia Thomas.
Good poise by Thomas. She saw Samuelson flash right away with pressure. She was able to avoid it, get out, break contain on the other side, and get necessary yards for the first down.
Walsh coming back in. I'm not sure she should come back in.
Top that.
Yeah. Or let's get the ball to Thomas one more time. Hand the ball over to her.
She plays wide receiver. Walsh, maybe get her on a reverse or fly sweep. I mean, she shows she can do something when she has the ball in open space.
I wanted to, Walsh is the general. Walsh has the experience. You want Walsh in there, but nice. Looks like some good speed there on the open field by Thomas as Walsh takes it, now hands it off to Pelham. She grabs a couple tough yards. Edlin was coming down hard from her position.
She dragged Edlin for a yard or two. Look on that play. And they fake it to the fullback and then hand it to Pelham going the other way. Good tough running by Pelham. She met resistance right at the line of scrimmage and was able to fight forward for About a yard and a half.
Give her 2 on the board. 2nd and 8 now at the Majestics 37-yard line. Good series here for the Everett Rain. Walsh gets the instructions.
Can they build on this? They got their first 2 first downs of the game. Can they keep it going?
Talking to head coach Billy Russo. Done a tremendous job here in Everett.
Yeah, it's not easy to build a football team from scratch, like he's done with a lot of young players. So there are growing pains, but he's doing a good job.
Carr, the near side receiver, they fake it, the handoff to Pelham now. She's got trouble. Ball comes out, and the Majestics fall on it. We'll see what happens here.
Majestics ball.
And April Arnold fell on it.
Yeah, it looked like Samuelson and Edlin had a meeting at the quarterback, and they were able to pop the ball out and turn over for Seattle.
April, a big part of this Majestics defense. 5.5 tackles for loss, 18 tackles on the year, a sack and a half coming into tonight. So that stalls a very good series there for the Everett Rain, starting to put some things together. They had Thomas come in with a nice first down, 2 first downs on that series. Pelham starting to make her way, and they'll have to rely on their defense one more time as the Majestics have the ball. 1st and down, but the ball is bobbled, and Feline has to just fall on it.
Like a low snap right around her knees. And she looked to pick it up, and just as the wise thing, falling on it, mitigate the losses.
So 2nd and 15 for the Seattle Majestics. Had a pick 6 to start the ball game. Kiki Williams with a touchdown.
Yeah, about as good a start as you can get. They get the opening kickoff, get a big return into Everett territory. A few plays later, 22-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff doesn't get fielded until by Everett very well.
2nd and 15, going over to Tolliver. It's caught at the 44-yard line.
Nice little pitch and catch there from Feline to Tolliver. Tolliver just run a nice out route. Good throw, good catch, and it sets up a much more manageable 3rd down. And then to finish my point, after the kickoff return that went bad for Everett, the very next play, interception return for a touchdown. So Seattle really got off to a great start, and they haven't looked back.
Everett's had their moment. Again, such a young club. They don't have as much depth. So if you're watching, have an interest to play football, make sure you contact Billy Russo as Feline pitches it 3rd and 7. Here's Williams. Runs around Pelham. Boy, she is so fast. Altamimi runs her out of bounds. Short of a 1st down. I'll leave 4th and short.
Pelham was able to force Williams wider than she probably wanted to, and allowed Altamini to get there before Williams could get to the 1st down marker. Although with Pelham, she's had such a nice game on defense. Would like to have seen her taking a flatter angle, come more down the line of scrimmage, and she could have made the tackle for no gain.
Williams comes out. Johnson comes in for the Majestics. And again, with the struggles sometimes of Nikki Feline in her rookie season, I tell you what, she's thrown for 322 yards coming into tonight. So she could throw the rock, there's no doubt.
She's had some nice throws, and she's also had some not so nice throws. But again, that's part of being a rookie.
Hand it to Johnson. Johnson with daylight. 1st down and more across the 45. As the Majestic players like it.
Just a little trap play right up the middle. They pull Brown, the left guard. She kicks out, creates a nice little opening for Johnson to go right up the middle. Big 1st down for Seattle.
Ashley Johnson platooning at some point over the season. We saw her in the first game a little bit. 31 carries, 183 yards coming into tonight.
Definitely a nice change of pace back. little more of a power runner, whereas Williams likes to a little more of the shake and bake style.
Second season for Ashley Johnson. Here's Nikki. Nikki hands it again to Johnson. Cuts out. Now she goes up, crosses the 35, down at the 32-yard line. And Ashley Johnson looks fresh.
She got a great block. Again, they ran the trap, but this one the other way. And the defensive end for Everett, who came up the field, got pancaked there on the block by number 57 for Seattle. That's a dream block for a guard if you're coming around on the trap.
Ashley's one of her favorite movies. Remember the Titans, In Pursuit of Happiness. She's a mom, so happy Mother's Day to Ashley and all the moms out here playing football.
Those solid flicks.
Those are strong picks right there.
Yeah. I'm a Star Wars guy myself.
1st and 10. Nikki Feline, the quarterback. She's going to dump it to Williams. They've tried that play several times. They can't quite connect.
Well, I mean, you know why they tried, because Williams is so dynamic in space when she gets the ball, but that time the ball is just off target.
That's a tough throw.
It can't.
Come on, Luke. It's a tough throw. Don't hesitate.
No, it's actually not a tough throw. It's one that should be made.
Well, she's swinging on the flywheel right there, and it's you got a leader. You know, it's a touch pass.
You got a leader, but it's a short throw. It's designed to be a very call with the potential to be, high reward when you have someone as dynamic as Williams. Just again, rookie quarterback. You just never know. She has moments of greatness, and then she has moments where you're left scratching your head. 2nd
and 10. We'll see if we can get Luke down there, see if he can throw that ball. Here's Johnson one more time. Ashley, this time they catch up with her, and she'll gain 1 or 2, but the rain do a nice job closing the gap. And, of course, Pelham in there.
When I help coach running backs, I've had to make that throw almost every practice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Can you catch it, though?
I could catch it, too.
All right. Our executive producer and 5-tool player, Todd Elvig, we'll see if we can get that down next time. Castor comes off the field with the Majestics. 1:01 left in the third quarter. 26-0 Majestics. Facing 3rd and 8. Nikki Feline. Now Johnson the setback. They might try it one more time. She goes over. It's knocked down by Holton.
Nice play by Holton. Ball was up for grabs. Both her and the receiver went up for it. She was able to, the aggressor, get her hand and knock it away.
Trying to go for Gibson Michelle. Out of University of Utah. They're running Utes. Incomplete. They'll sit down now at 4th and 8 as Coach Scott McCarron there out of screen talking to Castor, giving her the play. Off comes McCrae.
They are going to go for it.
Coming down towards the last quarter of the season for both these ball clubs. Majestics now, next game is May 21st at Southern Oregon, the Renegades. Here's Feline, and there's whistles before they get the playoff.
The referee, the official who threw that, is indicating a false start.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Repeat 4th down.
So now makes it 4th and 13.
So much more difficult 4th down conversion now for Seattle. 4th and 13. Now with the way Feline is capable of throwing it, earlier in the game she hit Castor on a skinny post. We might see a play like that.
Castor comes in for the play. Castor's going to go out. She is the punter, the kicker, so they're going to take a
They're going for it.
Look at it here. Johnson now in the backfield. Feline looking for Castor over the middle. It's caught at the 30, 20, 10, and down at the 5. Boy, it looks like they had that going all the way from when the time she went in the huddle.
Well, that was wide open. Castor wasn't a skinny post that time, just really almost an arrow right over the middle. And she got between the safeties, and there was no one near her. Easy throw and catch from Feline to Castor, and then good running after the catch by Castor gets to about the 6.
Kaski being hurt. Castor does not have that many catches. Only one reception for 4 yards coming into tonight's game. But she is so versatile. She can do anything.
She looks the part, and with poor Caskey, someone might need to tell her about Wally Pip.
Yeah, that's right. She's been Wally pipped. Here is Kiki Williams, 5-3, touchdown Majestics. Her second of the night, only had 3 coming in. Kiki Williams.
She's having a good night. They ran that trap play again that they've had some success with on this drive. And Kiki was able to bounce it to the outside after getting it past the line of scrimmage. Found some daylight, touchdown.
So Ashley Johnson gets many of the carries on that drive, but they get Kiki Williams back in to get a touchdown, and now the Majestics here 32-0. Castor for the extra point. The hold is good. It's up, and it is through the uprights. 33-0. And we'll be back with more WFA football here, Women's Football Alliance on STSPN.
Sports Physical Therapy is proud to be the official physical therapists and athletic trainers for the Everett Rain. Their team of experts specializes in physical therapy, hand therapy, massage therapy, athletic training, functional fitness, and more. With clinics in Everett, Bellevue, and Kirkland, SPT has the experience and knowledge to help athletes of all ages perform at their highest potential. Call them today to schedule a complimentary injury assessment at 425-628-2072 or visit them at sportsptcenters.com. That's sportsptcenters.com.
Everett Memorial Stadium, the lights are on. Scott Oshman, Luke Windsor here. And all of a sudden, the second half, there was kind of fits and starts, Luke, but the Seattle Majestics, they're running on all cylinders.
They finally figured some stuff out on offense now, and they're starting to assert their will. And we saw it last week with Everett, especially after they give the long interception for a touchdown. Just that crestfallen look and just the look of dejection on their sidelines. You wonder, is it starting to happen to them again?
Castor kicking off. Again, they've done so many varieties of kickoffs. Cindy Putzhausen does a tremendous job, the special teams and linebacker and coach, also the GM. It's taken here up front, but lose their footing, and that's where the rain will start.
The turf monster got her.
M. John there, number 33, making Marquetta Johnson. M. John, I like that on the back of her jersey.
Why not? Excuse me.
Want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. These women are unbelievable. It's looking a great story. The DC Divas, again, they won the national championship last year in the WFA. Their quarterback is Allison Hamlin. She's a 13-year veteran of the league. And if you go to dcdivas.com, you'll check it out. Also, you can get there through the WFA also. But she's a homicide detective, Luke.
How do you do that?
It is a great story.
And play football. And
she's one of the best in the WFA, and what a career. Pelham also having a great night tonight. Tonight she gains 2 on that. We
got an Everett player down.
See, hopefully she's okay.
So if you're a DC area homicide detective, there ain't nothing on a football field that's going to scare you.
No, and I'm not going to I'll tease it here as hopefully they tend to the injured player there. But you go check this out, and that job never stops. They talk about she could play a game or have a practice, and she's literally running off the field going to a scene.
Yeah, or you also have stakeouts, interrogations, and I'm only basing this off the TV cop shows I've seen on TV. But wow, to have that job and to also play football. Wow, that's impressive.
And that's just one story. So
yeah.
You talk to a lot of these women, and they have full-time jobs. They pay to play here. It's a big investment. There's a lot going on. It's a burgeoning league. There's incredible stories all over. That's just one, as the injured Rain gets up, and that's good. That's number 86, Shai Ramirez, and she's important on defense. She was having a heck of a night, so hopefully she's okay. Looks like she is. But just to the point, these women are practicing every single night. They have a long season. They're paying for travel. They're paying all kinds of stuff, and they still have full-time jobs, and their mothers and their wives, and they're all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they all wear many hats, and you have to commend them all for the dedication they have to the sport and being able to fit that in with all their other responsibilities.
Part of the pioneering project here as women's football continues to grow across the country. 2nd and 8 for the Reign. Michelle Walsh fakes the handoff. Now gets it over Pelham. Just can't quite hold on, and she's frustrated.
Looks like they're trying to set up a screen to her, and the ball is just out of her reach. That might have had a chance to go, but we'll never know.
Also see they had their rookie running back Lawson in there, number 15. Or excuse me, she's not a rookie, 3-year player. Carr goes out to the far side. All to Mimi here in the near side. Pelham in the slot as they have Lawson now next to Michelle Walsh. 3rd and 8. Walsh going, trying to get it too short, trying to go to her favorite receiver there.
Holland just ball off target. She did have a player in her. She had a defender in her face as she's trying to throw the ball. Just probably affected her a little bit. Was not able to put the ball on target.
4th and 8.
And Carr is coming in, so I think they're going to punt.
Amelia Carr, and you see 23 Thomas there maybe. As you look at the Majestics defense, they have been stingy all year long. As now they're quickly running back to receive the punt. Gibson and Bell Robinson. And Gibson will watch it bounce. And there's Thomas there right at the 25-yard line.
Good roll there for Everett. Probably getting about 15 yards just from the roll.
So that's where the Majestics will start, 13:48. We're in the 4th quarter here from Everett Memorial Stadium. Live streaming. Reminder, all of these games are available on demand, archived on the STSPN YouTube station. If you're not subscribing, you should. We got a lot of viewers. That first game, over 1,300 views on YouTube, Luke.
Wow, 1,300 people had to hear me.
Yeah. We're going to try and see if they can see you catch a ball. Throw a ball and catch. You have to throw it to yourself on the wheel route.
Okay, that's a
like
swing.
both.
It's not a wheel route, that's a swing route.
That's a swing route.
There's a difference.
Thank you. Majestics ball here while our nonsense is going on. Fellaini gets it to Kiki. Kiki, nowhere to go. And Shea Ramirez was there on the tackle. Good looking play from her as she was hobbled there in the previous series on the offense.
So it'll clog up the middle there and make a nice tackle. And yeah, a wheel route, for those who want to know, resembles a lot like an out and up. And the play that Seattle have been doing a lot tonight, that's a swing route out of the backfield for their running backs.
We need a teleprompter. We need a telestrator. We need something we can draw on.
Gotta get my John Madden on.
That's right.
And boom!
Fortson comes off the field for the Majestics. 13:04 left to go in this ball game. Music going here. I don't know if you can hear it.
Why not?
2nd and 10. Nikki Fellaini gets it to Williams. Has a little crease. Trying to outrun to the near sideline. And Thomas gives her a nice little tap out of bounds. And whistles are going.
Late flag on the play. Everett initially did a good job at the point of attack, but they had no outside containment, which allowed Williams to bounce it outside and gain those extra yards. But now we're going to see if that's going to be all for naught.
Not sure if she made it to the first down marker or not. We'll see what the flag is here from David Sather.
Okay, we got dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Down to the count, third down.
Third down. Unsportsmanlike conduct, so maybe a late hit late, or someone said something that they shouldn't have said.
Well, Brown and Shea Ramirez were chatting after the play. They were near the flag was.
When Shea Ramirez got off the field after he was dinged up a little bit, she had something to say to somebody over on the Seattle side of the field. So obviously the grudge has not been let go of yet.
Well, these teams, like I said, they have a pass. Coach staff on the rain came from the Majestics. 12:06 left to go in the ball game. 3rd and 16. Nikki Feline to Kiki Williams. Williams finally dragged down, but not until the Majestics first down at the 40-yard line. And Kiki Williams is having one of those nights.
Again, she starts up the middle, nothing there, bounces outside, and what the Everett defense really needs to work on is everyone maintaining gap responsibilities. Just because the running back goes up between the tackles doesn't mean everyone has to fly to the middle. You still need outside contained defenders in case a running back like Williams bounces outside, and with her speed, if she can get outside of you, she could be gone.
1st and 10, all the way up to the 38-yard line as Kiki will get a breather as she comes off the field.
She's earned it.
She absolutely has earned it. McComas, the near side receiver now for the Majestics. They get it to Johnson, and she is met in the backfield. What a play there.
That looked bad. She got folded up a little bit there.
My goodness.
Great play, though, by the Everett defense for getting a tackle for loss. I think they sent a linebacker up the middle on a blitz, and she got to Thomas right after she took that handoff.
I think that's another number change, so I'm not sure who number 16 is, and apologize for that. They changed some jerseys, her name taken off the back there. They like to do that to us, Luke.
Keeps us on our toes, I
Absolutely. I went over there, asked who Altamimi was wearing, but I wasn't aware of any other changes. I know Meg Onstead is wearing 7 again tonight, so nonetheless, 2nd and 13. Good play by the Rain. Fortune in motion, and she will get the ball. Pelham there, but can't hold on. Here comes Fortune. Fortune to the 40, 30, sideline. See you later.
And a late flag. I think that might be another unsportsmanlike conduct.
And now all kinds of conversations happening. But I tell you what.
Sideline warning. It could be a sideline warning, too. I think a Seattle coach got outside the coach's box.
Fortson, she's only carried 4 times for 55 yards, but she has a TD. And that one.
She took that fly sweep there, made Pelham miss, and then she was gone.
That, if it stands, is a 62-yard touchdown run.
Okay, we got sideline interference on the offense.
Sideline interference, so it wasn't just a warning. I think some members of the people on the sideline for Seattle, they got a little too rambunctious.
Yeah, so see if Mr. Sather's going to tell us more. Okay, so the touchdown is good. They're just going to take the penalty on extra point try.
So this will definitely test Fortson's range. This is a 35-yard PAT.
And Castor's long 29 this season. McComas for the hold. And there's a flag before we get that one off.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense. Still one on down.
Well, let's see if she can hit it from 40, Luke.
Why not?
Castor, tremendous night.
She definitely does a little bit of everything for this Seattle team.
We'll see if she can do it. This would be her long. The kick is up, and it's not going to get there. It's trying to be returned from the Everett Rain. McCray gets it, goes into the end zone, but she was down. And there's a Rain player down, and I think who is that? Trying to get a number there. That's Johnson. Was there a flag there? I think the try is no good.
They threw the beanbag from where the ball was touched on the kick.
All right, well, we'll step away and we'll come back and sort things out. WFA on STSPN.
Take advantage of Honda of Marysville Service Department specials this month. See all current offers at HondaofMarysville.com. Honda of Marysville offers same-day service, no appointment needed by certified technicians on state-of-the-art equipment at low prices. Why pay more? Dare to compare at Honda of Marysville.
Trailblazers beat the Warriors.
Hello, we are back on. Hello, coming in from Everett Memorial Stadium here as we saw Caskey there on the bottom of your screen. She's injured tonight, the backup quarterback for the Seattle Majestics. She's got a nice arm. Threw the ball in. Castor here to kick it off. Pelham back to receive for the Everett Rain in the dark jerseys. Altamimi as well. 10 minutes left to go in this football game. Castor gets it over. It's picked up by Lawson. And Jamie will go down at the 41-yard line.
Just a little pooch kick there from Castor. She's showing off the full variety of kicks tonight. We've had hard squibs, onside, pooch kick, kicking it deep. Doing a little bit of everything.
Have to be versatile here. Hope you're enjoying WFA football on STSPN. Everett Rain football here live from Everett Memorial Stadium. Everything is on demand and archived at Snohomish Times Sports Network, STSPN, and our YouTube channel. Got more games coming up. A home game on May 28th right here at Everett Memorial Stadium, South Oregon Renegades. And finishing the season with the Tacoma Trauma. 1st and 10 here for Michelle Walsh in the rain. Pelham spins in the middle, and she drags Majestics across the 45. Boy, you just love the effort.
Good for her.
Of Pelham.
No matter what the score is, you cannot question Nikki Pelham's heart and her toughness and her effort. Nice run. She really should have been stopped for about a gain of 1, and just her second effort was able to push it to a gain of about 4, maybe 5.
They peel April Arnold off the mat there. She was under the pile for the Majestics as she comes off the field. 9:16, second down and 6 yards to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. The Everett Rain trying to get something going here.
Seattle has a lot of backups now on defense, but you know there's pressure on them from the starters to keep this shutout.
Yep.
And I've seen teams where if they have a shutout going and they have their backups in, if the other team's offense gets close, they will do a wholesale substitution, put the starters back in to maintain the shutout.
See what the Rain are going to do here. High snap, and they just have to fall. And that's just how tonight has gone and somewhat how the season has gone.
It feels like for Everett, it's one step forward and 2 steps back on offense tonight. And for a lot of what we've seen this season, just tough to get string positive plays together for them. And it's hard to watch. And I know they're frustrated. They're frustrated, but they're still playing hard, and you know that they will get better not only as the season goes along, but as these players continue to play, year after year and gain more experience.
They started the season with some tough luck on injuries. They had a lot of players, and they had a lot of rookie players that were injured. And we talked to Brandy Ride before the ball game, who unfortunately hurt herself last week in that first quarter, but they have some players coming back next week. I don't think they've seen much action, if at all, as you see Michelle Walsh under center, 3rd and 17 now, and she hands it to Pelham. The right side, the scrappy Pelham. Tough to bring down. She gets something back. It'll set up a long 4th down. Boy, you love watching Pelham. Nikki Pelham, just exciting to watch.
She plays hard, and that's all you can really ask for out of any player in any sport. Just play hard and compete, from opening whistle till the clock hit zeros at the end of the game, and she's been a great example for the rest of her teammates tonight.
4th and 14, 7:02 left to go in this football game. It's all about growing the awareness up on the north side of the city here in Everett, and Billy Russo doing an outstanding job getting the word out. Carr to punt. Trying to get out of the way. And they'll mark it down at the 47-yard line. That's where the Seattle Majestics will go at it one more time. 39-0, 6:37 here to go at Everett Memorial Stadium.
I heard some voice Seattle signaling on that last punt, saying get away, get away. What drives you crazy as your coach is when you know you're not going to field it, is when players on your return team are still getting close to the ball. Get away from it, because you never know how it's going to roll or bounce. You get away from the ball, because if it takes a weird hop towards you and it touches you, the other team can get the ball in a turnover.
And a big shout out. I know a lot of these scores, as you see the defensive line here for the Everett Rain, they've done a tremendous job all season long. These 39 points, a couple big plays, some turnovers,
special teams.
So they've been hanging in there. See what they can do this time. Now a new runner in for the Majestics. It's Edlund who has some carries as a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like Seattle's starting to...
Holding on the offense. Repeat first down.
Seattle's starting to empty their bench, getting some backups in, getting them some experience, because the important thing for situations like these is get them game experience, because they are literally one snap away from all of a sudden you're the starter now.
Yep.
You need to play like a starter.
Edlund with 4 carries coming in on the season so far. 36 yards. Her long 15. As it'll be 2nd down and 19.
Now
A lot of substitutions. Go ahead, Luke.
For the viewers at home, they did not see my partner Scott here. He was dancing a little bit ago. We need to get him on Dancing with the Snohomish County Stars.
Hey, they got some good music playing here at Everett Memorial Stadium. I like it. I like the energy.
So you like a brick house, huh?
I do. You can't stop with the brick house. Feline gets it off to Edlund one more time on the left side. Another flag is down on the far side of the field. We'll see what that is.
The receiver was not set. So it'll be, I think, a legal shift or a legal formation or some type of procedure penalty.
Eagle Eye Luke, the prognosticator. He knows what's going on down there. Some spring football, baby. I love it. Good weather.
We had 6 in the backfield on the offense. Repeat first down.
All right.
Just a great sports weekend. We had the Kentucky Derby earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
Mariners played today.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's some pugilistic match in Vegas tonight that is getting a lot of attention.
Yes. Did see something about that. The Mighty Mariners, for local fans, they're on a roll. They win today over the Astros.
Hey, all right.
In extra innings. Hey, it's typically Seattle Sports Suicide Hotline around here, Luke. So I am not feeling bad about the Seahawks, about any wins.
No year can beat 2008 as far as bad sports year around here. So.
Yeah, here's Edlins one more time. Now she gets some room to run. And Edlins stumbles, bumbles all the way to the 48 and closes the gap on the penalties, and she's getting high fives from her teammates.
I think she did get the first down. That was a nice run there by Edlin, the third-string running back for Seattle.
Well, they had so much yard. They were 1st and 24, so she gets across.
Oh, no, she didn't get the first down.
She did not. She still has to go to the rain 44 or 43.
I was looking at the yard wrong.
Hey, I've done it many times. many times.
So the whole Seattle team was very fired up when they saw that run by Edlin.
So 2nd and 9 for them. Still on their half of the field, the 48. Feline gives it to Edlin one more time. She tries the left. Now she gets outside, cuts it back up. Now she's almost got a first down. The Rain players there don't want to let her get it. She's still on her feet. Finally, the whistle blows. I tell you what, she's tough.
Well, she's a defensive lineman, so you expect some tough running out of her. They ran the trap play again, and initially up the middle it was closed off, but again, something we've seen from the Everett defense a lot tonight. They do a great job at the point of attack up the middle, but the outside contained defenders, they get too far inside, and it allows the running backs to bounce outside of them.
Alicia Edlin, 5th season. She was Majestics Defensive Lineman of the Year last year. Happy to get some time here. 3:26 left in this ball game. She gets it one more time, but Burns is right there. Britt Burns said, "I've seen enough."
Britt Burns looks like she inside linebacker, a dog or a blitz, and she got there right as Edlin was getting the handoff and just hog ties her, throws her down. Big play there for the Everett defense.
Substitutions for the Majestics as they going to look at 4th down and 7 yards for a first down. Up 39-0. 2:49 left to go in this football game. The Everett Rain have had so many little great things to celebrate. They just got to piece them together, got to keep chugging here to the end of the season, and they'll look back on this as Feline over the top, trying to go for Gibson, incomplete. And I'll tell you what, almost a interception there by Meg Onstad. 7 almost had a look at it.
You had ball overthrown, and that's something that Feline will learn as she continues to grow as a quarterback. One of the Cardinals of quarterback plays, do not throw it late or high over the middle. And it already cost her once when Altamini got an interception and almost got her again.
Got to give her credit as well. She had a great debut. We were at that football game, had a nice night. Then she ran into a buzzsaw with the Tacoma Trauma and had multiple interceptions that night. So able to kind of persevere and weather the storm here this
Just
first season.
The typical ups and downs of any, whether it's a first-year starter in high school, if you start a freshman, like the Husky fans saw this year with Jake Browning, any rookie quarterback that starts in the NFL, just there's going to be a lot of ups and downs.
Michelle Walsh, she's got experience. Pelham on the left side tries to cut it up. Ball taken from her. Uh-oh. No whistle. And Almarina Lorraine is in there, and they're saying touchdown Majestics.
Pelham was never down, and the ball just kind of popped out of her hands. And Seattle defender was right there to just say thank you very much and take it back to the house for the touchdown.
Unbelievable. Lorraine, who leads this team in sacks at 2.5. Talk about a great play there. Heads up by Lorraine, and she runs down the field, no whistle, and she gets a touchdown. Unbelievable.
And as much as you don't want to discourage a running back fighting for extra yards, that is one of the downsides of it, is sometimes they do expose the ball from getting popped out, which is what happened right there for Pelham.
High snap. McComas has trouble putting it down, and Castor is a bit low. That extra point no good there. Great job by McComas just to even get it down and Castor to get a foot on it, but boy, I tell you what, they were running the ball, and all of a sudden, another big play by the Majestics.
Which, as you pointed out, that's been sort of the story of the game for the Majestics. Big plays, and you can stop a team, stop them, but if you give up just a few big plays in any one game, it can look a lot less competitive than it really was, and that's kind of been the case tonight.
Tell you, Reina Salas Lorraine, second season. Played soccer at Portland State University. Just great athletes here. Union Iron Worker, Local 86. Her day job. 45-0, 2-13 as Castor kicks it one more time. Altamimi there for her 18-yard line. Trying to find something there on the far sideline. She's knocked out around the 35.
Nice little return for Altamini. And 2:07 left. Can the Everett offense just get something going into next week when they have to go down to play the first place Portland team?
The Shockwaves shocking the world.
Well, when I saw that they beat Seattle 40-0 in week 2, that was a shocker in and of itself, because when we saw Seattle really open up against Everett, they looked every bit the team that was coming off a playoff run last year and was raring to do so again.
We didn't get a chance to talk to head coach Scott McCarron. I know he was obviously not pleased at all. I think that was a stunner for the Majestics, if you want to call it a wake-up call, maybe. High expectations, Majestics and Scott McCarron, as it should be, is Walsh under center. They get it to Lawson. Lawson taken down. As we start to wrap things up here with 1:52 left.
And now with play call, you're just wondering if Everett said, hey, let's just run the clock out and get out of here. Enough's enough.
Yeah. Well, make sure you check everything STSPN. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, all your social media. You can watch us on any device, Android, Apple, doesn't matter. Check out the YouTube station. Look for upcoming sporting events, and we are live streaming all over the place as Walsh goes over, tries to get to Holland, and finally they call a flag as Fortson might have got in there early.
Fortson gave Holland a nice little shove on the back right before the ball was even thrown, it looked like.
So we'll see what happens there. But if you're interested in any live streaming, you can contact STSPN.com.
Pass interference on the defense. Flag foul. First and 10.
So, Everett once again the benefactor there of the penalties. And if Seattle Majestics, if you want to nitpick there, I mean, that's one thing they can clean up a little bit is their penalties.
When they play teams like Portland and the higher upper echelon teams, if they, assuming they make the playoffs, they got to cut these penalties out.
First and 10 here for the Reign off the penalty. Walsh back to pass. Looking, firing in a bunch of traffic, and it's picked off by the Majestic. I think that is Gibson, and flags are flying as well.
I think one flag was thrown before the ball was caught and one was thrown after, so I think the rest will discuss.
Holland and Pelham, and it was Gibson there with the interception for the Majestics. As they sort things out. Michelle Gibson, second-year player, as you listen to. Big penalty there. I know, minute 4 left, but that could have been Majestics' ball.
Takes away, wipes that turnover off the board, gives the Reign another first down, and allows their offense to stay on the field and see if they can get something going.
.54 seconds left in this football game. Walsh fakes the handoff. Going deep for Thomas. That's intercepted. It's Fortson this time who comes up with the interception, and no flag, and it will be Majestics' ball.
And she tried to hit like Thomas on a post corner out. Ball was underthrown, and Fortson was able to say, okay, that last play didn't count. Okay, this one will count. Get an interception, get on the board that way.
I want to thank Todd Elvig, our executive producer, engineer, 5-tool player, doing it all down there, spinning the dials. STSPN, and again, a happy Mother's Day to all mothers tomorrow. Luke, you got your honey-do list?
No, I do not.
For your mother? For anything?
Well, yeah, I'll be doing some things for my mom.
Okay.
And yeah, but again, to all the mothers out there, after having been in the room for a childbirth, I freely admit that women are tougher than men.
There you go. Well, there's no doubt there. It's not even arguable.
I've seen the needle that they use to stick in their back for the epidural. They are they're tougher.
Very tough. 19 seconds, and I think they're going to let this one go down as the Seattle Majestics win 45-0 here at Everett Memorial Stadium. And they will move on. They have a bye, but then they play the 21st. They're moving on. Everett Reign, they got a tough one next week down in Portland Shockwave, but again, they have a lot to work on, but they got a lot to be excited about.
They had some good moments, but now the trick is just be consistent and string those good moments together, and then they can have some. Again, against Portland last week, they were down 13-0, and they were driving. They were inside the 10. If they could have scored there, it's a completely different ball game. In the end, it didn't happen, but they're so close. They just got to learn how to finish plays and finish drives.
Billy Russo's looking for long-term here. He knows this year will be tough. But congratulations. I'm glad you enjoyed the broadcast here on STSPN, Women's Football Alliance, and Everett Reign Football on STSPN. For Luke Windsor, this is Scott Oshman saying so long. Majestics on top 45-0. Have a great night, and happy Mother's Day, everybody. Good night.